Hey, my name is Badass Benny. Welcome to my channel. If you're an ACE, AMAC, and sex human trafficking survivor, you're in the right place. And it won't cost you a penny to like and subscribe and to share worldwide. And please leave a comment down below on the video. I apologize. They're next door. They're working on the apartment. And I like to talk about in this video called Reactive Attachment Disorder, RAD. And there's many maternal bonding disorders. So, for example, when I was a baby, my mother and I weren't able to attach to each other. We weren't able to connect a way a mother-infant, do, right? When you breastfeed, you're like connecting emotionally and all these things and having all these feelings and stuff. So it did affect my childhood development. My mother was too nervous, she said, to breastfeed me and my brother. And so, so RAD is called Reactive Attachment Disorder, and I'm going to read, and I Googled it, and so you can Google it yourself, but it's a rare clinical diagnosis in children who fail to form healthy attachments with primary caregivers, usually resulting from severe neglect or abuse in early life. And I can tell you, my mom today, she's 79, she'll say that, yeah, we connected. We attached, and I'm like, Ma, you weren't able to breastfeed. And so, and also I was very scared of my mother. I thought I had made up the words evil eye, and because my mom would give you this look, and I was scared of her as a kid. And she doesn't believe me when I tell her that she scared the shit out of me. And also my dad was a Vietnam vet, and so he would wake up and have these nightmares and be, flinging his arms and hitting my mother. And when I was doing EMDR in my late 40s, and I remember asking my mother, did Dad hit you when you were pregnant with me or something? And she said yes. And then we had these discussions. She'd tell me my colors of my birth were like, it was back in the early 70s, 60s, orange and purples and pinks, real bright colors and stuff. And also I suspected that my mom was raped by my father. And we talked about that. My mother and I did. And I believed she was raped by my father, so I think that was one of the reasons why it was hard to attach to me. She won't say it straight out. When I ask her that question, I'm very direct, and I will confront her, and she will not divulge that. But she, Dad, at one point I was a baby in diapers, okay, and I remember this. And my mother's sitting on the kitchen floor holding her arm. And then later in life, and crying, and I'm standing there in a diaper, I'm worried about my mother. And I remember she telling me that Dad he was a, like 6'5", 250-pound guy, big guy, and he moved the back ends of cars. But he accidentally grabbed my mom by the arm, and it just broke. Dad was strong, and she was on the floor holding the arm. It was broken. And I remember those things. And I remember being in the womb. And it kind of trips my parent out. And so we just don't talk about it. Our relationship's very strained right now. And I told her that ignoring somebody is also another form of hostility. So I don't have that relationship with my mother that I would like to, like most of you have. I think I, was looking at my notes to make sure I said everything. And also, I was parentification. It's called parenting myself. I didn't have a parent. What you see here is I built myself. So if this is you too, know that I've learned to love myself and unconditionally, and I can be very hard, but I've learned to just laugh now at myself. When the spiral of sexual assault issues comes up, I look at it each time differently, and hopefully I've done the inner work to not get stuck. And if I do, you go ask for help. So I feel pretty good today. I'm doing this video early because I'll be seeing my son tomorrow, and he does trigger me sometimes, and we could talk, about triggers and stuff later on. But I'm glad to have this channel because it shares about me and a lot of the inner work I've done, and I'm hoping that all the work I've done wasn't for nothing. Like, God, why are you having me, do this, or what's your will of me? What's my destiny? What do you want me to do here? And why are all the things that's happened to me? There is a reason, and that's how I think about things, especially what's going on right now in the world. I think we need more healers done the actual work to help, and we're all worth the work, even when you feel like you're not. I mean, I started out in a fetal position at 30 and I'm 57, so 27 years, and I won't go back. And I encourage you to take a look, get your support team together, however that looks, and take care of yourself. Drink water, stretch, do what you can to move, and try to stay out of denial. EMDR does help. It goes deeper. So anyhow, I hope that this is my story, y'all. Thank you for listening. And what are you going to do to take care of yourself today?